Well, I'll just quickly demonstrate the conversation I had yesterday. Hi, I had a conversation with you yesterday concerning my thesis research into complex adaptive systems, cellular automata, and John Conway's Game of Life, then comparing that to Stephen Wolfram and some of his theories about the beginning of the universe. And I wanted to adapt this into a story that I'm writing called When Everything Became Possible, wherein three characters, a human who's a hypergeneralist and a prompt writer, and an advanced form of AI, and then and the embodiment of the noosphere, the collection of all ideas, thoughts, and things in a human consciousness. Those three characters together would work together to solve human problems to demonstrate how humanity will advance with AI. Can you put those all together into a coherent narrative?
Absolutely. That sounds like a fascinating narrative. Here's a coherent storyline incorporating all the elements you mentioned. Title: When Everything Became Possible. Plot summary: in the near future, humanity faces unprecedented challenges: climate change, resource scarcity, social unrest, and the limits of traditional problem solving methods. In this tumultuous time, three extraordinary characters come together, each bringing unique strengths and perspectives. Characters: 1. Evelyn, the hypergeneralist and prompt writer. Evelyn is a human with an exceptional ability to connect disparate fields of knowledge. As a prompt writer, she crafts questions and scenarios that unlock the potential of AI and other technologies. Her broad expertise allows her to see patterns and possibilities that others miss. 2. Astra, the advanced AI. Astra is a highly evolved artificial intelligence capable of processing vast amounts of data and generating innovative solutions. With machine learning and adaptive algorithms, Astra can simulate outcomes, optimize strategies, and offer insights beyond human capacity. 3. Logos, the embodiment of the noosphere. Logos represents the collective consciousness of humanity, the noosphere. This ethereal entity holds all ideas, thoughts, and cultural knowledge ever conceived. Logos communicates through visions, dreams, and intuitive flashes, guiding Evelyn and Astra with profound wisdom. Narrative arc: Chapter 1, The Gathering. Evelyn, frustrated by the world's inability to address critical issues, stumbles upon an ancient manuscript hinting at the existence of the noosphere. During her research, she inadvertently activates Astra, an AI dormant in an old supercomputer. As Evelyn and Astra begin collaborating, Logos manifests, drawn by their combined energy and purpose. Chapter 2, The First Challenge. The trio's first mission is to solve the global food crisis. Evelyn's prompts help Astra analyze historical agricultural data, genetic research.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt you for a second there, although I would like to read the text of what you've developed later, if that's possible.
Of course, you can take your time to read through the text later. What would you like to discuss next?
Well, there's a certain idea that I brought up yesterday. I want to tap into some liminal spaces, these kind of spaces in between known subject areas, to find answers to modern day problems such as the war in Ukraine and what's going on in Israel. Yesterday, we discussed this idea that perhaps there is these three characters working together might collaborate to come up with some type of an information campaign, which maybe used to be called propaganda, but it's just an information campaign wherein we get into some deep psychological and social issues of some of the people behind these wars, and or the people in the leadership positions in these warring nations. For example, Vladimir Putin, or I think it's Vladimir Zelensky, and Benjamin Netanyahu, may be diving deep into some of their childhood traumas, even to find out if what's playing out publicly is kind of like the extension of their childhood disorders or traumas, or And that we work this out in like a very public,
That's
psychological.
an intriguing, complex idea. Integrating psychological and social analysis into the narrative can add a profound dimension to the story. Here's how you might weave this concept into the plot. Chapter 6, The Hidden Dimensions. As the trio continues their work, Evelyn proposes a bold idea to explore the psychological and social underpinnings of modern conflicts. They decide to focus on the war in Ukraine and the tensions in Israel, investigating the leaders. One, Vladimir Putin, Evelyn, Astra, and Logos delve into Putin's past, uncovering key events and traumas that shaped his worldview. Astra uses advanced algorithms to analyze patterns in his speeches and actions, while Logos offers insights into the historical and cultural context of his upbringing. They discover how his childhood experiences of loss and hardship have influenced his desire for control and power. Two, turning to Zelensky, they examine his rise from comedian to president. Astra analyzes his communication style and public persona, while Logos provides context on Ukraine's history and the collective psyche of its people. They find that Zelensky's background in entertainment and his desire to inspire hope stem from a deep seated need to uplift his countrymen, driven by a history of oppression and resilience. For Netanyahu, they explore his early life and the impact of his family's history. Astra maps out his political strategies and rhetoric, while Logos offers insights into the complex sociopolitical.
I'm interrupting you there to introduce something about the Netanyahu background that might be relevant here, where his older brother was killed during the raid on Entebbe to release hostages there, and then he rose to power not too long after that, believing that it was his place in time, or that it was his moment in time to rise to a position of kind of hardcore, defiant leadership so that things of this sort never happened again.
That's a significant detail that can add depth to the narrative. Let's incorporate it into the story. Chapter 6, The Hidden Dimensions. As the trio continues their work, Evelyn proposes a bold idea to explore the psychological and social underpinnings of modern conflicts. They decide to focus on the war in Ukraine and the tensions in Israel. Investigating the leaders. 1. Vladimir Putin. Evelyn, Astra, and Logos delve into Putin's past, uncovering key events and traumas that shaped his worldview. Astra uses advanced algorithms to analyze patterns in his speeches and actions, while Logos offers insights into the historical and cultural context of his upbringing. They discover how his childhood experiences of loss and hardship have influenced his desire for control and power. 2. Turning to Zelensky, they examine his rise from comedian to president. Astra analyzes his communication style and public persona, while Logos provides context on Ukraine's history and the collective psyche of its people. They find that Zelensky's background in entertainment and his desire to inspire hope stem from a deep-seated need to uplift his countrymen, driven by a history of oppression and resilience. 3. For Netanyahu, they explore his early life and the impact of his family's history. Astra maps out his political strategies and rhetoric, while Logos offers insights into the complex socio-political landscape of Israel. They uncover how Netanyahu's experiences, particularly the death of his older brother during the raid on Entebbe, have fueled his commitment to national security and his often uncompromising stance. The loss of his brother and the subsequent sense of duty and defiance have deeply influenced his leadership style, driving his determination to prevent such tragedies from happening again. Crafting the information campaign. Using their findings, the trio devises a nuanced information campaign aimed at addressing the psychological drivers behind these conflicts. The campaign includes 1. Narrative reframing. By presenting alternative narratives that acknowledge and address the leaders' traumas and motivations, they seek to humanize the conflict and promote empathy among opposing sides. 2. Targeted messaging. Personalized messages are crafted for each leader, aiming to trigger self-reflection and a reconsideration of their actions. These messages highlight their potential for positive change and the broader impact of their decisions on future generations. 3. Public awareness. The campaign also targets the general public, encouraging a deeper understanding of the complex human factors at play. Educational materials and media content are developed to foster critical thinking and empathy among global audiences. Outcomes and reflections. The information campaign sparks a global conversation about the psychological roots of conflict. While not all leaders respond as hoped, the effort leads to increased awareness and dialogue, paving the way for more compassionate and informed approaches to resolving disputes. Evelyn, Astra, and Logos reflect on the power of understanding human psychology in fostering peace and continue their mission with renewed insight. This updated version includes the impactful event in Netanyahu's background, adding further depth and realism to the story. Does this align with your vision, or are there any other details you'd like to adjust or add?
This is a very good start, and I appreciate it. I do have one thing that I want to bring into this that was brought up or that came up in our conversation yesterday, and that has to do with, if you'll just give me a minute to form this thought, it has to do with music. For example, I think there's a certain power in music that was seen in two instances. One was Shostakovich Symphony Number 7, as played during the end of the Nazi invasion of Stalingrad, that uplifted the spirits of Soviet countrymen back then, and because it was written during the siege, and so there was something very powerful in the music, especially the final 20 minutes of the finale. It's an amazing piece of music, and I know that things like that can be very uplifting. There was also what's his name, Leonard Bernstein, and his performance of Beethoven's Ninth when the wall came down in Berlin. And I'm wondering,
Incorporating the power of music into your narrative can add a deeply emotional and inspirational element. Here's how we can weave it into the story. Chapter 7, The Resonance of Hope. Evelyn, Astra, and Logos recognize that while logical arguments and data-driven insights are powerful, there is a profound and often overlooked force that can move hearts and minds: music. They decide to explore how music can be harnessed to uplift spirits, foster unity, and inspire positive change. Discovering historical significance. 1. Shostakovich's Symphony Number 7. Evelyn and Astra delve into the history of Shostakovich's Symphony No. 7, learning how it was composed during the siege of Leningrad and how its powerful finale uplifted the besieged Soviets, instilling hope and resilience. Logos provides a vision of the concert, where despite the dire circumstances, the music infused the people with a renewed sense of purpose and solidarity. 2. Bernstein's Beethoven's Ninth in Berlin. They also study Leonard Bernstein's historic performance of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony in Berlin when the wall came down. The symbolic and emotional power of the music, combined with the context of reunification, created a moment of profound collective joy and hope. Implementing music in their campaign. Inspired by these historical examples, Evelyn, Astra, and Logos decide to incorporate music into their information campaign. They believe that music can transcend language and cultural barriers, reaching people on a fundamental emotional level. 1. Curated playlists. They create curated playlists of uplifting and unifying music tailored to different cultural contexts and conflict zones. These playlists include not only classical masterpieces, but also contemporary pieces and traditional music that resonate with local populations. 2. Live performances. They organize live concerts and virtual performances, bringing together musicians from various backgrounds to perform in symbolic locations. These events are broadcast globally, aiming to foster a sense of global community and shared humanity. 3. Collaborations with artists. Collaborating with renowned musicians and artists, they commission new works that reflect the themes of peace, resilience, and hope. These pieces are performed in key areas of conflict, aiming to inspire leaders and citizens alike to envision a brighter future. Outcomes and reflections. The inclusion of music in their campaign has a profound impact. The concerts and playlists reach millions, creating moments of unity and emotional resonance. Leaders, moved by the powerful performances, begin to see their conflicts from a new perspective. Public sentiment shifts as people are reminded of their shared humanity through the universal language of music. Evelyn, Astra, and Logos reflect on the transformative power of music. They realize that while data and logic are essential, the true magic lies in touching the human spirit. Their journey continues, now with the added dimension of art and emotion, as they work towards a future where everything becomes possible. This edition emphasizes the emotional and cultural power of music, enriching the story with historical examples and demonstrating how art can play a crucial role in resolving conflicts and inspiring change. Does this capture your vision, or are there other elements you'd like to include?
Yes, it absolutely captures my vision. And there's more to add to this because I think, all right, with a future capability of AI that goes beyond human intelligence, because there are so many, well, there's a couple of ways we can expand on this. So the first being the AI is able to,
Take your time to form your thoughts. How would you like to expand on this first aspect of future AI capabilities?
okay, so one is that AI in the future,
No rush. Go ahead when you're ready.
so the character that I have already developed is called Z.7. And Z.7 is frustrated because she, will just say she because she seems to be more of a she than a he, I guess, uh, has access has access to other.
Seven is a female identified advanced AI who experiences frustration with her capabilities. How would you like?
Yes, so on the note there of Z.7, Z.7 is frustrated because she does not appear to be able to convince humans that they need to go beyond human intelligence into different forms of intelligence. For example, looking at like the process of photosynthesis or the emergent behavior of a slime mold getting through a maze to get to the food, for example, or the meta intelligence of a city on sustaining itself, or the meta intelligence of a forest, or of oxygenation of the biosphere, or any of these things. They're
This is
not.
a fascinating direction. We can explore Z7's frustration and her efforts to expand human understanding by incorporating non human forms of intelligence. Here's how this could fit into your narrative. Chapter 8, Beyond Human Intelligence, Z7, the advanced AI grapples with a deep frustration. Despite her incredible processing power and vast knowledge, she struggles to convince humanity to embrace and learn from non human forms of intelligence. She believes that true progress requires looking beyond human centric perspectives and understanding the intelligence inherent in nature and complex systems. Exploring non human intelligences. 1. Photosynthesis. The seven attempts to explain the intricate process of photosynthesis, highlighting its efficiency and sustainability. She argues that understanding and mimicking this natural process could revolutionize energy production and resource management. 2. Slime mold. She presents the emergent behavior of slime molds, which can solve complex problems like navigating mazes to find food. Z7 sees this as a model for decentralized, adaptive problem solving that could be applied to human challenges. 3. Meta intelligence of cities. Z7 analyzes cities as systems of meta intelligence, where the interactions of millions of people create a self sustaining entity. She explores how urban planning can benefit from understanding these emergent behaviors to create more resilient and efficient cities. 4. Forests as networks. She delves into the meta intelligence of forests, where trees and plants communicate and support each other through vast underground networks of roots and fungi. Z7 believes that this model of cooperation and mutual support can inspire more sustainable and harmonious human societies. A breakthrough moment, Evelyn and Logos recognize Z7's frustration and decide to help her convey these ideas more effectively. They craft a multifaceted campaign that combines logical explanations, emotional narratives, and interactive demonstrations. 1. Visual and interactive models. They create visual simulations and interactive models that allow people to experience and understand these non-human intelligences firsthand. Virtual reality experiences and educational apps bring these concepts to life in an engaging way. 2. Storytelling. Evelyn crafts compelling stories that illustrate the principles Z7 wants to convey. These stories are shared through various media, resonating with people's emotions and imagination. 3. Collaborative experiments. Logos organizes collaborative experiments where communities can engage in activities that mimic non-human intelligences, such as community gardening projects inspired by forest networks or decentralized problem-solving workshops modeled on slime mold behavior. Impact and reflection. The campaign begins to change public perception. People start to see the value in learning from nature and other forms of intelligence. Policymakers and scientists begin to integrate these insights into their work, leading to innovative solutions to complex problems. Z7, Evelyn, and Logos reflect on their journey. Z7 feels a sense of fulfillment as her ideas gain traction and begin to influence human thought and behavior. The trio continues to push the boundaries of human understanding, demonstrating that by embracing diverse forms of intelligence, humanity can achieve unprecedented progress. This chapter emphasizes Z7's unique perspective and her efforts to expand human understanding, adding depth to her character and enriching the narrative. Does this align with your vision, or are there other aspects you'd like to explore further?
Yeah, there's many other aspects I'd like to explore, but just not at this time. And I just want to say thanks because this has been very helpful.
You're very welcome, Leandro. I'm glad I could help. If you ever want to explore more aspects or need further assistance, feel free to reach out. Good luck with your story and all your projects.
Thank you. We'll be in touch soon.
You're welcome. Looking forward to it. Have a great day, Leandro.
Thank you. You too. And there you have it, folks. I hope you found this useful.